by go through this training, the real-time online training, what you are going to get. Like, so I am the experienced trainer, so you will get the knowledge from experienced trainer. Next, like some you don't think like I can start it and directly from the commands and you can get the till like expert level. So these not like the training where you will get in online or YouTube some other trainings. So they actually don't explain you the what is data, what is information, what's the difference between them, and what is front end, what is back end. So so if you are interacting with the data, there should be some inter between the connection to the front end and back end to retrieving the or to receiving the data from the database. So those things you won't get in outside. Like see, for example, if you are if any product is releasing in the market, there should be one strong reason behind that for any application. Let's take one example as Phone Pay, Google Pay, or ICICI Pay. There are multiple things are there, right? So why they have introduced guys
Yeah,
in
digital.
India? Yeah, for the digitalization. So the reason behind to deliver those products into the market to do the digitalization, India digitalization, right? The same way, there must be a strong reason for any technology which is delivering into the market. So we used to discuss about that reason as well. Why Oracle has or DBMS has introduced? What is the reason behind that to introduce that one? So what is the importance of the database in our day-to-day life, right? Next, so this session is you live sessions. So every day we used to connect with the Zoom. So it is not recorded session. So you can clarify your doubts or you can raise your questions during the session. So if you have any state to raise the questions, you can connect me offline as well through WhatsApp or call. Next, so whatever we are going to discuss on the session, the total session will be uploaded into the Google Drive, where you will get the access to the Google Drive to download the recorded sessions and one recorded sessions, and you can like if you want to go through after the session as well, you can go through the session. Next, real-time example. Real-time example in the sense, real-time example in the sense. So you like in YouTube or Google, you will get the real time. You will get the only examples on the examples like only subjective perspective. So the real time example in the sense. So whatever we faced like during the 9 years of my experience with respective of the like topics and functions or with respective to the stored procedures with respective to the any requirement, what and all challenges we have faced in our during the my experience. So based on that, I used to provide the real time examples in the during the session as well, during the session as well. So daily assignments. So I used to provide the daily assignments to the students who are who are who are Sorry guys, I think network is fluctuating. Till where you were there before disconnected? Daily assignment?
Yes.
Yeah. Next, weekly assignment, QA sessions. So whatever I used to provide the daily assignments, those all are in the sense it's a real-time questions, like how to achieve that scenarios. So the same questions I like to achieve see the tables or data will be different, but to build the queries, to analytical thinking way of the build the query, it will be the same. So that's the reason I used to provide the daily assignments. So whatever we discussed on the same day, the topics. So I used to provide uh, daily assignments on those topics. So there is a weekly quiz session on the assignments. So whatever we have provided, I used to provide the daily assignments, right? So we have one weekly quiz session, either it will be Saturday or Sunday. So where we discuss about the daily assignments which I have provided on that week. So you can clarify your doubts on the weekly quiz sessions, or else the same way you can we can discuss about the daily assignments, because some people they may achieve the scenarios, some people they may not achieve the to achieve the daily assignments. And moreover, for one question there will be a multiple answers as well. So we can write a different queries. So those are all the things we can discuss in the weekly quiz session. Next, Oracle software with the lifetime access. That means, see, you need in real-time organization to maintain the Oracle database. They used to provide some of the dollars or to the Oracle product, because the Oracle software DBMS software is developed by the Oracle company. So the product is belongs to the Oracle company. So any organization, not except this Oracle, because that is their own product, right? So other organization, if they want to maintain the database, they must be pay some money to the Oracle. So you no need to pay anything for this software. And moreover, this software is not open source right now. Previously it was. So I can upload that software in the Google Drive. You can download from there, and you will get one short video of the installation for the Oracle software. So you can install that software in your mission to interact with the database for the practice purpose. So whatever we discussed on the sessions, you need to do the practice on daily basis. Next, write basic to complex queries. So already some people know the basics, but I can't start from the topics directly, because this training is not like already experienced people who knows the advanced level like that. So it will be a like end-to-end training from scratch. Where do we start from the data level? If any resources doesn't know any prior experience on the coding, or if anyone is not related to the technical perspective, I mean not the not a computer background, they can also continue with this training. They can, because that's the reason we like we set up this training like that only. We build the training from scratch to complex queries. Complex queries in the sense, for example, you are in you if you want to join in the company right now, if they provide any assignment to you, you should be achievable. You should write that query. You should achieve that scenario. So till that you will get no worries on that. This will be after this post this training, you can write the complex queries yourself. So we are not only providing the session is only the depending on two tables. One is employee table and DPT table. We used to provide, so there will be an open database is available in the market, that is Olympics data. So we can work on that Olympic data as well. Next, 100% practical session. So what I mean to say, regarding this 100% live sessions. This training is a not theoretical way. So whatever single word is coming from my end while explaining, that will be a practical. So that means every day I used to connect with the every day I used to connect with the every day I used to connect with the interact with the database by using the tools, whatever tools is provided by the Oracle software. And there are some separate tool also. This is called SQL plus environment tool, which is providing our Oracle, which is providing our Oracle. So I used to connect with this this tool, and I used to connect with the database by through this tool. Every day we used to discuss whatever we are discussing on the class. I used to build the queries and execute it. I used to show the result for you like this. This is just I am entering. You no need to worry on this. You no need to like think about this right now, so we can discuss everything during the session. So how you need to build the queries and how you need to write it. So that's the reason it is 100% practical live session. So every day, um, for every topic, for single, if you are discussing on a single function, single line from my end, so that will be that will be shown for you. Do shown for you like with connecting to the database, you know. So that's the reason it is 100% the live practical session. Next, real-time interview questions. Real-time interview questions in the sense as a panel. So I used to, so you know, right? Like every weekend we used to conduct the virtual drives. So I am the interview, one of the interview panelists, where I used to go for the interview on drives. So you will get the real-time interviews questions. What we used to, or if any new joiner is coming to my organization, or else any new joiner is um, coming to the project, guys. If you anyone is not like I think who is this guy? Please stop video. If anyone is started the video, please stop it. Yeah, okay. Thank you. So you will get the all real-time interview questions. It is a not set of interview questions. We used to provide the set of interview questions after the post the session. But if I am whatever topic we are discussing on the same day, within the topic, what question you will get. So I used to give the interview questions from there itself, and I used to provide the solution for that. So you will get the real-time interview questions as well, daily assignments. Post the weekly assignment in post the daily assignments. We can discuss those assignments to the weekly. Next, support resume preparation and interview perspective. So if anyone wants to like move into the programming language of Oracle as a SQL developer or PLSQL developer, so if you want to build any resume on this PLS Oracle or SQL or PLSQL developer, then I can help you on that, and how you need to like act in interview, how you need to prepare for the interview. Those things also we can discuss. Like I can provide you support on that. Next, crack the interview with the 3+ experience. This is what like what you are going to get in this. This is what like the training is. Um, Post this training, if you want to move with the 3+ experience and join the organization, so you can happily put your experience. I think you know, right? In market nowadays, everyone is showing the experience, and they are coming to the organization by throwing learning some technologies. So if you want to showcase 3+ years of experience, and you need to move into the organization, join into the organization with SQL and PLSQL developer, then you can happily put showcase your 3+ year experience. You can able to crack the interviews. That much knowledge you will get. This knowledge is enough for 3 to 4 years of experience, not more than four years of experience this SQL and PLSQL. So if you can show that much of knowledge you will get, you can apply to attend the interviews, then you can crack it. Next, project explanation. Project explanation is nothing but like, see, for every technology and every developer, they have some different roles and set of roles you need to be followed in that project. So you will get one live example project of a banking domain, how it will be, and what I am going to do on daily basis. So how you will get the requirement. Once you will get the requirement, what steps you need to follow to achieve that requirement, how to design yourself. Then after the design, how you need to follow steps to develop that code. After the developing, what and all actions you need to perform on the code, and how you need to plan for the deployment to the production. You need to face consequences of the deployment as well, that you need to be already take some precautions before going to the deployment. So you will get one banking domain project where you will actually discuss and develop the stored procedure, this everything into the PLSQL concepts. So I can explain the project perspective as well. So this is what you are going to get, the key highlights of the training. Yeah, as I said, I can say finally, as I said, based on through this knowledge, whatever you are going to get through this knowledge, so you can happily attend the interviews and you can showcase your 3+ years of experience. You can crack the interview if anyone wants to move into the IT side. If already IT side, the people, if they want to build, explore their knowledge on the SQL, they can explore in their real time already where they are working in that project. Any doubts, guys? I can happily to answer the questions. Any questions on training perspective?
Hi, Venkat. Are you going to relate these scenarios of SQL with the Tableau? Like how we are going to
Tableau,
use?
yes, Tableau in the sense, see, I didn't mention at all here because in my current, I'm having 9 years. Since 3 years, around 2 years, 7 months, I used to working on the Tableau as well. So we see if you are talented, if you are having full-fledged knowledge on one technology and you are the key role for the project, so whatever you are tell, the client will listen. So we do have one requirement daily. We need to send from reports to the users from morning and evening, the set of timing. So that will be very difficult for us because we used to export the data from the database and we used to send that our data to the user. But user used to come up with many queries because the visualization is different, and by going through the data is different. So user is coming up asking many questions. Then what I decided, I requested my client to introduce the Tableau in our project so that we can work on it. We no need to hire any Tableau developer because I learned the Tableau in myself. Then I requested him. Then some people, they can't bear the cost because if any tools they are introducing to the project, they have to bear some cost. But if you are really talented and you are the key role for the project and client knows that, wow, see, in real time, whoever respond promptly and whoever resolve the client issues, they can reach directly to them. So I am the one of the key person in my project where client is interact with me for anything. So that's the reason whatever I said, he will listen. So when I request him, he introduced Tableau in my project. Then we started work on it. This is nothing but project you can connect it to the database. I can show you if you want. Then you have to build the query. There is a one tricky part how Tableau people is connecting to the database. They used to connect it to the database, then they used to build the queries. But instead of that, if you are writing any complex queries to achieve it, so you have to use the Oracle provided the tools, either SQL developer, SQL plus environmental tool, or Toad, PLSQL developer tool, anything. You have to write or we have to build the queries there. Then you have to take that query, that queries. Then you have to use you have to use in Tableau as a custom SQL. That is very good because if you connect it to the through Tableau to the database directly, once you are writing the queries from directly into the Tableau, so you doesn't know exactly what data you are getting, the expected data is returning or not. So those are called unit testing in your real time. So you can check in the, instead of that, you can check in SQL developer, and you can, once you know that it is expected result, then you can copy that SQL queries, then you can use in Tableau as a custom SQL. Got it, my point?
Yes, yes. Actually, that's what expected. So at least if you can show
Yeah.
how it is tested into the Tableau using that SQL queries. So that is also
Yeah,
expected.
definitely.
That's why. Yeah. Okay.
Definitely. See, I since around 3 years I am working in the Tableau as well. I
Okay.
didn't mention it all because this is not related to the Tableau trend, right? So I didn't mention this.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. May I know your good name, please?
Nimesh.
Yeah, Nimish. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Again,
Any doubts? No one is having any duration
having
and codes. Yeah.
Venky, this is Gangadhar. Actually,
Yeah.
I
Hi,
am
Ganga.
tablet. Yeah, I am tablet developer. I need to training on
Yeah.
SQL developer because my DB is SQL developer, SQL. So it's useful for me.
Yeah, this is Oracle SQL and PLSQL only, right? The training is, see, not only you, for any Tableau developer, there will be one database. Without database, you can't work on the Tableau because the actual data you are getting from the database only. So some project use the Oracle as a database, some projects is the PostgreSQL as a database, some projects are MySQL, some projects are DB2. So those all can useful for this training because we used to explain, we used to discussing, or we used to provide the training as a SQL part. So I can show you let me
Actually,
show you.
Venky,
Yeah,
actually, what our question is,
yeah,
they gave the query for me. They are more than the 10 to 14 pages. Their available query. Just we need develop the query.
yeah.
Like means we
Yes,
find out
right.
the.
See, I got it. See, for every project, they won't provide you directly the queries. They will tell
Yeah.
you the scenarios, like scenarios, what their expectation. That is called as a business requirement document. Okay. Based on the business perspective, they will provide you. You need to build the queries. You need to build the queries for that requirement. Then you need to pull the data from the database. Then you have to connect it to the. Then you have to connect to the Tableau with the data. Then you have to develop the Tableau dashboard. See, this is the tool every organization using the for
Yeah.
database to retrieve the data from the. This is called SQL developer. So what I am suggesting you, you no need to connect directly to the Tableau. You no need to connect directly with the Tableau from the database. So you can connect to the database with you by using the tool. You can build the query here, number of queries, and copy these queries, and you can use in
Tableau.
in Tableau. Yeah, in
But
Tableau directly.
before
Say for
going to
example,
Tableau,
yeah. Sorry.
before going to Tableau, find out the hard code values and performance also. Before
Yeah, that's
going
what
to
we have to do. All that. Yeah, those all the things you need to do here. See, hardcore in the sense whatever they provide the requirement. For example, I can say one thing. I can say here, I can say I wanted to get the everyday last month date. For example, in the date, if you mention like by using any function, here we do have a last underscore day function. If you mention 2 underscore 20, Jan 12 Jan 2022, this return, see, for example, if you are in this year and your query, see the every technology what they used to put, they used to provide the dynamic queries, because we are not in every time we are not in this 2022, right? We will move next year 2023. If the query is running on 2023, that has to return the last day of the 2023. The query is running on 2024, that has to return 2024. So the hardcore value is nothing but as a, it should not be as a dynamic. This one, like what to say? This should be a dynamic. Hardcore in the sense is nothing but a workaround that will be suitable for that requirement alone. Like if I said right, if you are running the query, I have to return this month of end for every time. If you build the query with this month date, it will show this month date only. If the query is, the report is, there will be set of jobs to run to generate the reports, right? So the job is running on next month. That should be fetch on next month end report. So you need to check all the hardcore or dynamic, whether it is providing the dynamic or not, whether it is performance or not. You need to check everything here, and you need to come to the conclusion that yes, everything is done. So I can copy this code and you can connect it to the Tableau here. Then you can go with the custom SQL, like custom query here.
Okay.
Here you can take the
I need some clarification from you.
Yeah.
Do you give training on basic level or advanced level on SQL?
It is, yeah, it is not a directly expert level. It will be some from scratch to expert level. So the training, yeah, let me show you the curriculum. The training is designed from scratch. If anyone doesn't know technical knowledge, if anyone doesn't know the prior experience of the this one, like programming knowledge, these all the things not at all required. It will see this is the curriculum which we are going to discuss about the, that's what I wanted to come in next session, next topic. Let me come into that, then we can clarify this.
Yeah, actually we need to more than giants and subqueries. That's why I'm asking that question.
See, some people will tell with the Tableau perspective, they need only the subqueries and giants. That's not correct. I can tell you one thing. If you know the giants and subqueries, if you write a query, the based on the result set, you can't decide whether the result set is returning result set is correct or not. If you know end to end, like for example, if you want to use one function which are related to the SQL, how can you use without knowing the functions? It's not right. How can you decide that that column is belongs to this data? How you need to use the special operators? These all the things we need to going to cover in this training. So I can explain you the curriculum. You will, after that you can ask me if you have any doubts.
Okay. Could you say duration? How many days?
Yeah, I will explain you everything. Yeah, I'm asking any doubts on these key points related.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone is saying any? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
Anyone is saying
Venky.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Mona. I have a small question.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, yes, please.
Actually, SQL is a sequential query language. Na? For
Yes.
running this query, we had different databases, right? Like Oracle,
Yes.
MySQL, and Microsoft also. Na?
Yes.
What is the
Yes.
difference between these databases? Like how the Oracle is better than those remaining?
Yeah, very good. See, the RDB, there is a database set that is called RDBMS, that is called Relational Database Management System. So, initially, the Oracle has developed by the Oracle Database Management System. That is belongs to which company? It is belongs to the Oracle company. That is
Yes.
called, they kept as Oracle. Next, what is a MySQL? That is MS SQL. That is Microsoft product. The SQL is same for the all technologies. So every technology is built based on the relational database management system. The what is relational database management system is whatever the data which you are going to the store in the database, that is all interrelated data. That means there must be some relation between, we can build the relation between the tables, and the data is interrelated to the among them. That's the reason all this database come under as a relational database management system. So SQL is same. MySQL is Microsoft product. Got it? So
Yeah.
every company they have built, they have developed their own softwares. See, if you take commonly, if one product is coming, like phone pay has coming and PLS, Google Pay has came, if the both the functionality, everything is the same, but Google has the Google, phone pay has the S Bank product, and Google has the Google Pay has the Google product. Like that, every in industry there will be some competition, right? How the same way the database is the same relational database management system. Every company has introduced their own databases.
Yeah. Is there any difference in query?
Yeah,
Like
query
simple
in the
query.
sense around 97-98%, everything is the same. For every language, SQL is the same. There may be some slight difference on the some so this one like uh, this one data types is the same. Structure some slight difference on the structure, like the query syntax will be there, right? There will be a slight difference. See, there will be some important question like important requirement where you need to convert rows into the columns, right? In our SQL, we use the pivot function, but in PostgreSQL, you have to use some other thing. That's it. Some slight difference
So
on
you
the
suggest Oracle is
syntax
the best
purpose.
compared to remaining, right?
If you
Finally.
learn Oracle SQL database, you can work on any database.
Yeah. Okay.
For example, if I see, for example, here select star from dual. See, here it is showing. Can you see here some small underline red mark is showing? What is indicating that you have to return FROM from? So that means the tool is telling me that whatever you are entering, the keyword is wrong in the syntax. Not only for this tool, for every tool, MS SQL, MySQL, this one Informatica tools, everything is there, right? So if you are writing any syntax errors there, it will raise some slight underline red color. So if you know SQL, then you can write it. You can build the queries on any PostgreSQL, MySQL, anything. Mostly all most of the 90% of the companies are maintaining the database as a Oracle still. Now everything is moving to the cloud. Whatever the feature projects. For database, they are using some big data related and AWS and Azure and Google Cloud, these things. The previous project which has developed from scratch, everything is in our Oracle database only. Still, we are using the Oracle database in our real time.
Got it, Venky. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Any doubts, guys? Okay, next, the SQL. It is let me explain on the curriculum part. This training is not like a theoretical part, I already said, and this is not like a to directly come into the joins or subqueries, set of operators and views, these things. It is a design like from basic scratch. What is DBMS? So I said, right, database management system. What is RDBMS? Why they have introduced? Before going to know that, you need to know the data first. You need to know the information. What type of data you will get from the like your client, and then there is a sub-language commands that is called SQL, structure query language. Previously, this is called as a SQL. Later on, they used to call as a SQL. SQL is a structure query language. Within the SQL, there is some 5 sub-language commands or else sub-language we do have. Those all the things is this 5: DDL, DML, DCL, and DRL, TCL. Except using these sub-languages, these commands, we cannot return single statement on the SQL and PLSQL. PLSQL is nothing but a procedure language where do we implement actually our scenarios. Like in SQL, you can write like you can write one code for one scenario, or like subquery or joins. If you want to execute it multiple, for example, let's say take, if you want to insert the data, you can insert in only single line into the SQL, single line. In place of in PLSQL, we can perform the actual logic or actual store procedures, the actual action on the database, that is multiple rows. So you can insert the data at a time multiple rows, where we can return the whatever we return the SQL codes, either subquery or view or joins. Everything you can put it into the one program, and we can execute this program to do the set of to perform, to execute the set of SQL queries. So that is called PLSQL, procedure structured query language. It is nothing but PLSQL is nothing but extension of SQL. Next, introduction to the database object. That means you need to know what is table, what is the database object, where it will get stored, what and all database objects we do have. There are different database objects in SQL: table, view, sequence, index, synonym. These all the things are the database objects. So how they used to perform to create those database objects, what you need to know. So for table, something is having like this is called as a table, right? So to build one table, what and all you need to know. To create one database objects, what and all you know, you need to know. You need to know the column, you need to know the table name, how to declare it. Those all the things we'll discuss here. See, these are the commands. Next, how the arithmetic operators will perform on the logical operators will perform, arithmetic operators will perform on the database. For example, they will ask you to get in real time. I need to know the top 5 salaries, how to fetch it. I need to know the annual salary for them. I need to know their quarterly performance of the, for example, if you trade if you taking in trade perspective, in trading, for every company they shown that this is the Q3 result, Q2 result. So they wanted to calculate, right? For all the things, they need some arithmetic operators. So we are going to discuss about those things as well. Comparison and DML, DRL. So for every language, there will be some built-in functions. We do have, these are the built-in functions: character function, number function, date functions, convert functions, group function, general functions, everything. So we are going to cover those things as well. Next, grouping the result set of a query. Result set. See, result set. See, this is the data, which is the having the test table. This question is asked by one of the interview related to the tableau. They asked, this is the result, this is the query. I wanted to get the output from this data only 2 rows, which is 1 to 9 and 2 to 10. How to build that? So we need to group the data, grouping that we need to do the grouping the data to achieve that one. So that is also we are going to discuss. Let's see what's that. Okay, next, working with the integrity constraints. See, integrity constraint is nothing but a business to implement the business rules. For every requirement from the client, they will provide some restrictions, right? The rules they will provide. I need to, if you are a Tableau developer, they will tell you, you don't need to pass the all dates. I need this much data. I need to set off based on the date. I need to see the set of result from that date. What and all orders has been done, orders count. In parameter, I need to pass the date. If I pass the date into the parameter, in horizontal parameter, that should be reflected in the the only data should be related to reflect to the date, whatever is belongs to the data. So those all related to the business rules. Those all business rules. For example, one banking project, they are going to upgrade their application. So if you open one account on the bank account, so they have to store the data, right? For example, their bank is having around 10 lakh, around or 1 million accounts, or 10 lakh accounts, or 10 crores you can take. Within the 10 crores, no, see, for example, you are also having, I am also having accounts. Some people, they won't perform any transaction on that accounts. Some people actively perform the transaction on the accounts. Transaction is nothing but a to withdraw money or to send the money to someone, to transfer it, to deposit money. So that bank requirement is now, they wanted to upgrade their system along with the only active accounts. So they don't want to build the like upgrading the system, what all the accounts which is in inactive. So the rules they have provided, the active accounts, how we need to calculate who are the performing the recent transaction, those are the active. What are the not active accounts? If any account is not performed, any transaction in past 10 years, that account will become as inactive account. So those two things, one is upgrading the system with the active accounts. So you need to by using the ETL tools, you need to transform the data. You need to extract the data, whoever the active accounts. Those accounts you need to extract it by using the ETL tools with the new system. See here, two rules they kept, right? One is active accounts, another one is inactive accounts. How you need to consider the active accounts, how you need to consider the inactive accounts. Those two rules is called as a business rules. So we implement those rules by using this integrity constraints, and there is one PLSQL concept is a triggers. For example, one product ID is there, or else employee. Take one example as a employee. For every employee, there must be a one unique employee ID is right. Do we have same employee ID in the same organization? So two people is having the same employee ID. Can we have in any organization? Can we have, guys?
No.
No, because how they treat in every organization, one employee belongs to one person, right? Because there may be a same names, there may be a same date of birth. The same way, you need to in the table is already one employee ID. One new employee joining in the organization. If they are creating the employee ID, the new employee ID should not be in the database, because that is a unique ID. So duplicate values you should not allow it. So you need to set some rule, right? That the column is should not allow the duplicate values. So the rules will implement by using this integrity constraints. Unique constraint we used to put. If you put on unique constraint on name column, so it will take only the name. It should not take the repeated name. That's not correct, because many people having the same name. Got it, right? Next to joins, right? To fetch the data from more than one table, we need to use the join condition. So sometimes you will receive the requirement. You need to fetch the data by using different tables. So you need to use the join condition. So right, like I said, like RDBMS is interrelated data. If it is not interrelated data, so there should not be a connection between the tables. So if you are using the join condition, if you want to use the join condition, there must be a connection, I mean relationship, right? That's the reason we can able to use the join condition, because the data which is having the database, it is a interrelated data. That means the tables is having relationship one to many, one and each other. Subqueries. Sometimes we use the subqueries to get the data from the two tables as well. Like where you need to use subquery, where you need to use joins, we can discuss. There will be a inner query, outer query, and correlated subquery. How if you use the exist functions, how the subquery will work. If you use non-exist functions, how the subquery will work. If you use in any sum, all operators in subqueries, how they will work. There will be some performance-wise degrade will be there. So in which perspective you need to use the query performance, we can discuss those things. So set up operation. This is also like, right, union, intersects, union all minus to get the detail. If you use union, it will get the union all duplicate values, it will come, those all the things. So views in your Oracle. Let's take a banking example. One guy is sitting on Tirupati branch, and one guy is sitting on a Pune branch. So the database restrictions, how they will provide in real time. Let me tell you. Tirupati, one branch is there. Tirupati, one branch is there. Next, Pune, one branch is there. Like that, many batches we do have. Okay, Pune. Now, whoever is working on the employees in Tirupati branch, who are working in Tirupati branch, Tirupati branch, they should access only their branch account holder details. Account holder details. Now the same Tirupati, Pune also, who are working on that Pune branch, the employees inside branch employees is there, right? Like cashiers, those are the things. So who are working in the Pune branch, they should access only their branch account holders. They should not access here this Pune branch should not having access who are account holders on the Tirupati branch. So these people, this Pune branch should not access Tirupati account holders details. The same vice versa here the Pune branch, they should not access this Tirupati branch employees, they should not access the Pune branch account holders. So how you will provide the base table is one only. The base table is having the, here there are 100 branch for the bank. So all under branches details, like within under branch, there are 10 crores accounts are there. 10 crore accounts. Okay. All 10 crores accounts details is having only one base table. So now if I give base table access to this Tirupati people, they can access all under branches account holders. If I gave Pune, access to the Pune branch employees for this table, they can also access all 10 under branches. But my requirement is the Tirupati people should, Tirupati branch employees should access only their branch account details only. They should not access remaining 99 branches account details. Here, the Pune people should access only their Pune branch account holder details. The remaining 99 branches account holders, they should not access. So here, if you give the access on base table level, they can, here all Pune and Tirupati, they can access 100 branches. Why the requirement is here? If any manipulation for different branch manipulation is done, they have to check in which branch people is done. So now how I need to implement this requirement? I can write a query for this base table, like by using where condition, branch is Pune, account name, account everything, like that. I can write a query. I can write a query like select account details, then where condition Pune, and I will put that query in view. View is a nothing but it is a database object. It store the information on the query which you provided. So by views, if you see anything, see for example, you are in from different location. I am in different location now. Whatever I see in front, that is view for me. Whatever you see in front, in your front, that is view for you. That's the reason that name is called as a view. So now I can write a query using the view. Then I can provide the access on view. I cannot provide the access to the base table. So when I write a queue, when I write a view, then the branch people, they can access only on their view, their details only. Got it my point? Here what I will do, I will create one view for the Pune branch, then I will give access to the Pune people. Got it guys?
Yes.
Understood? That
Yes.
is the view. So we can deeply discuss in the subject where actually we will discuss on the view perspective. Next, sequence to generate the sequence numbers 1, 2, 3 like that. Synonyms is nothing but a alternate name. For every people will have, right? For me, alternative name 1. For you, alternate name 1 like that. So DCL and TCL, these are the commands is controlling the data, to controlling the data in the tables. So you know, right? Index and clusters to retrieve the data very fast. So when you are tuning the query, removing the hardcore values and tuning the query, you need to use the indexes. Then pseudo columns. Pseudo columns is nothing but a like what to say, the table. This is a like there are some row IDs, row number, all pseudo columns is there. Pseudo column is nothing but a table is already, the column is having the table physically, but you can't like every table there will be a pseudo column physically, but that cannot appear in the physical. For example, let's see. Here only I'm going to the subject. I thought only so see the curriculum. ID, comma, any. See here row ID. This row ID is who is while you are inserting the data, you won't insert this row ID. But how this row ID is created, when you are inserting the data, Oracle server automatically generate one ID to the row you are inserting to the data, then it will create into the table. By why this row ID will create to retrieve the data very fastly by using the index. So when you use the index directly, it won't go and search. It will go and search this by using the row ID. Then it will fetch the data. We can discuss deeply there. Then pseudo columns. Then OLP features like group by cube, roll up. Then data partitions. So you will get the data like raw data from the client. You need to do the partition the data based on the data. You need to analyze the data and you need to do the partition. Then locks, table level. Lock is nothing but to avoid the ambiguous. For example, in parallelly you and me both are updating one table. So how it will work? It cannot work, right? By that time we use the row level locks. What is that lock is that thing, but if I am updating on the table, so I can use the table level lock till my transaction is completed, then no other user cannot access it. So whatever the transaction, that will be an SQL buffer only. Then SQL loader, that means you will get you can't get the data directly, you will get the data in CSV formats like this. For example, let me show you the Olympics data. Let me show you the Olympics data. See, here this file is having 2,71,117 records are there. That means that many rows data is there. This is the Olympics, which is started, I think, 1960 or 70, I think. From there, the data is there till 2016. We are going to work on this in real time, how it will work, how you need to fetch the data, everything we will like, you will receive the requirement like this. What you need to do, this is the CSV file. You need to upload it, you need to like upload into the database this data, and you need to like transform the data by using the ETL tools into the database. Then you have to work on it. Okay. Well, by using SQL loader, we used to do in our Oracle SQL loader. By using SQL loader, we can load the data, whatever the formats. This is what all SQL about. Any doubts on this SQL part? If you like, you know, if something I missed, it's not covering anything. Anything is there? Any doubts, guys? Hello.
Yeah, Venky. Is okay.
It's fine, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Next.
Venky, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Can I, guys? Sorry, it has extended because we went actually the subject. I thought just to show this curriculum and explain you, but it's we went some deeply. That's no worries. That's good to go into the deep. Can I take another 15 minutes if you don't mind?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, carry on.
actually 8 to 9:30.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you. So now you know the database. We need the database to perform any action. So now the importance of data on data. See, I said right. Can someone tell me? Let me explain the project perspective first. Then, for example, what is the importance of data, guys? Can someone tell me? What is the importance of data? Why it has introduced?
To do
To
the
make
forecasting about the project.
And not only in day-to-day life. For example, let me explain. Take one banking example. You have opened an account. So there must be a save that your details for future reference, right? If next time if you go, they have to check your details in online whether you are belongs to that branch or not. Right. Previously, before introducing this database, what they used to do, they used to maintain some books like right, school days also attendance book, or some people will maintain the Excel sheet. Those all call as a flat files. So why they need to maintain your data first? Why they need to maintain your database or maintain your data if you open your account? For example, you have account. You open the account, they have saved your details for future reference. And you are having some data, I mean some amount on that account. Next day you went to some ATM. They have, you have done one transaction. The transaction should be stored by using your account ID, right? Right. Am I right? They have to save the transaction.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
For example, if he doesn't have any database, how they will save? You need to visit that branch. Then you need to take the manual calculations, everything. Then they have to note that thing in the some Excel file or flat files. So that will be tick for everything. So to do everything will be just to store the data into the feature reference. If you done one transaction today, again you have done same transaction today. That has to be tracked, everything. So the data which is stored in the feature reference, for to storing the data for the feature reference, the database introduced. Database has introduced. For example, take one institution, organization, one college is there. So take as a like Sri Chaitanya or Narayana. They have multiple branches. If they are maintaining the database for their student track, for one location, they have to maintain some ledger, any like one to this Excel files, or else some map files, or else they have to maintain the attendance books for different database. But main management, if they want to check anything, what's going on that branch, how they are putting the exams, what type of results they are getting, what type of, how many students are there, what how many students belongs to the which branch, they have to visit for this branch, they have to check everything manually. So is it possible to visit 100 branches or 1000 branches in India? It's very difficult, right?
Yes.
That whole year will, because if they started also, the whole year will take for them to check all 1000 branches. If they maintain the database, if all branches are storing their student data into the database, the management will check anywhere, not only in India. They can connect to the database, they can sit any in the world, they can check what's going on in their organization. So that means they have to store the data for future reference. So that's the reason they have introduced this DBMS. This we will discuss actually here. There are multiple things, advantages and drawbacks is there. There we can discuss about the DBMS, the why they have introduced. Just I said in just one single line now. There we can discuss like flat files, everything. Okay. Can someone tell me what is data, guys? First, what is data?
It's quantitative information.
Any answers? What is data?
It is a collection of figure and values.
Collection of
Values and figures.
It's a collection of information, Venky.
information. Is the information same? Data and information are same?
It's collection of
Oh,
facts,
okay. Let's take
facts and value.
1 second. Data. Okay. Data. So some people that information, let's take me as a information. Okay. Any answers, guys? Any answers? Okay, let me explain. Data. Data is nothing but a raw facts. Data is nothing but a raw facts. And the data is a collection of events needs to be stored in the object for feature reference. So let's take something is having like this called as a data. So anything which is understandable by the system, anything which is understandable by the system is called as a data. System can understand this format, but humans cannot understand this format. Can human understand this format? No. That means, so we doesn't know what is this. We doesn't know what is this 101 is indicates, what is the 101 121, what is this Adam Alex is indicates, what is 15 18 17 22 indicates, what is this Chennai Delhi Bangalore Mumbai indicates. We doesn't know. The human doesn't understand this. What is this 121 123 124, this all the represents or indicates. Can we know? No. But system can understand this format. So the data is nothing but anything which is understandable by the system is called as a data. Data is a collection of raw facts, or else anything which is understandable by the system is called as a data. Let's take a same example for the, let's take a same example. My mouse is not working properly. Now, this one, right? Now, let's say, this one is SID, this one is SID, this one is S name, this one is S name, this is SID, and this one is S name, this one is age, this one is the location, or else state. Location is fine. So can some I'm so sorry, guys. Network, this one gone, like power gone in my room. Sorry. So I just connected with my mobile hotspot. Sorry, guys. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Can someone tell me, like, can human understand this one right now? Whatever. So when you define 101, 121 indicates the SID, when you define this names as a student name, when you define this age, this 15 and numbers are age, when you define the Chennai, Bangalore is the location, can human can understand right now this format? Can human understand this one? So when you add the meaningful data, then we can understand, right? Human understand this format or not, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. Anything which is understandable by the human, anything which is understandable by the human, that is called as information. The meaningful data is called as information. So here there is no meaning, right? Here there is no meaning. When we add SID, SNAME and age and location, now this data as having the meaning. Now this data get them. Now when we add this one, now now data get the meaning. So anything which is understandable by the human is called as information. Anything which is understandable by the system is called as a data. Okay. Anything which is meaningful data is called as information. So now you know that this is, you know that this is, now you know that this is data. This is data. Okay. So this one is data only, no? Below one. Below one. So what is this? When we add this one, what is this? That is called as a metadata. Metadata. What is metadata, guys? What is metadata? Can someone tell me if anyone knows what is metadata?
It's data about data.
Yeah, data about data. The descriptive information, metadata is nothing but a data about data. That means this metadata is describing the below data. Describing means the SID means SID is the student name. So when you see this SID, so you are getting that this 121, 123, 12, 102, this all are the student IDs. That means metadata is describing the data. So metadata is nothing but a describing the data about the information system. Metadata, simply metadata is data about data, or else metadata is the descriptive, the describing information about the system is called as a metadata, or else data about the data. So now what is information, guys? Now what is information? What is information? Information is metadata plus data is a information. Okay. Information is nothing but the meaningful data is called information. Anything which is understandable by the human is called as information. Metadata plus data is called as information. Now you got right. What is data? What is information? Is both are same? Is both are same, guys? No. Yes. That is data. That is information. So we can think time has over. We can disconnect here for today. That's all for today. We can go from tomorrow onwards. Like first of all, you should know. You should know where why we need to use this Oracle database. Where we use it actually. So when you see any website, when you open any website, what is client, what and all, this is called whatever you see that online SB, anything that is client, right? So you wanted to know first, like what and all technologies used to build the client, what and all databases we have, how the interaction for our client and database. Then we can discuss.
Hello, what about PLSQL contents?
PLSQL we can discuss on the once the SQL is completed. I will show you the curriculum for that. We can discuss. If you
Okay.
want, I can show you too. Any doubts or any suggestions? I can happily I can take anything. Any doubts or any suggestions, guys? Or else, do you want me suggest anything?
Yes, hi Venkat.
Hope you want. Yeah, yes, please.
In case if we miss the class, so the recordings will be available, right?
Yeah, recordings will be uploaded into the Google Drive. So
Okay.
you will get the access Google Drive. So
Okay.
you can download from there.
Okay, fine.
So that one, like after 1 week, I said, right? Till 1 week, it will be free. After
Okay.
that, you have to enroll. After enroll, you will get the all access, like software and how to install that software guidance, as well
Okay.
as and Google Drive access.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Thanks, Venkat.
Yeah. Hope you all understand the session. So if you want to suggest me anything, please suggest me. Or if you want to any doubts or any clarification, please raise your questions.
Hi, Venki, this is Priya. Do we have
Yeah, hi,
classes
Priya.
every day?
Yeah, every day in the sense, see, every people will take at least they need 1 day rest for the week. So what I used to do, I can give 1 day leave. Either it will be on a weekday or weekend, any day. 1 day you will get the leave. The remaining 6 days you will get the class, and in weekends it will be a somewhat long session. Like here today 1.5, right? That maybe we have to cover that whatever we will get the leave, right? That will be like around 3 hours, like that session. So you will get the between the session one break, then we can connect again. That weekend session alone, you will get the QA session last 1 hour or afternoon based on the assignments.
Okay, thank you.
Any others? Anyone is having any questions?
Yeah, thank you, Venki.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's all for today's session. Let's meet tomorrow. You see, if you are if you are getting my point and you wanted to continue till 1 week, I don't have any problem. You can join and you can listen happily. After that, after that you see 1 week. If you see 1 week, you will get to know, right? Like whether it will be useful for you, or whether it is understandable for you, like whether I need to continue or not. Based on the 1 week sessions, you can decide. Then you can enroll. So you no need to pay for this 1 week. If you want, you can drop off after the 1 week sessions. If you don't like my teaching methodology or my subject or anything, if you want to suggest anything related to teaching methodology, then you can suggest me. I can rectify myself, adjust myself. Then I can plan it accordingly.
Okay, Venki.
So I hope there is no questions, right?
Yes.
Can we
Fine.
disconnect the session? Yeah, thank you guys. That's all for today's session. This session will be uploaded into the Google Drive, but you will get the access after 1 week only. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
We'll meet on tomorrow. Yeah,
Thanks.
bye-bye. Yeah. Srinivas, can you stay?
Yeah, okay.